Welcome to the Experience and Podcast, episode number 43. The title is How to Succeed as a Small Business the World Admires. In this episode, you will learn what it takes to build a small business that inspires the world. Life is full of experiences, and it's good you learn from the experience of others. I'm Paul Uduk. My students call me the coach. You can call me Mr. Unstoppable. I'm the creator of Book Writing Clinic and Book Writers Club and IBMC, Internet Business Mastery Course, where I show friends like you how to convert ideas into intellectual property, build an empire, and succeed at scale. Yes, I'm also the creator of Okna, Online Course Creators Community for Newbies and Advanced Beginners, a Facebook group with over 13,600 members from all over the world. Introduction. Small businesses go by the acronym SMEs, Small and Medium Enterprises, and sometimes SMMEs, Small, Micro and Medium Enterprises. The majority of small businesses remain small because they don't know how to grow bigger, lack ideas on what to do, and are stuck gasping for breath. However, a small universe of small businesses intentionally chose to remain small, even though they have all it takes to grow bigger. Bo Bollingham wrote about these businesses that intentionally choose to stay small in his Small Giants, companies that choose to be great instead of big. Seth Godin extolled the greatness of the excellent small businesses that choose to stay small in his Small is the New Big. These posts, these podcasts, this YouTube episode is for those great businesses that choose to remain small and would be entrepreneurs that may want to follow in their footsteps. The division of small business. Small businesses are generally categorized as small and medium enterprises, SMEs, and their definition vary from country to country. There are also micro enterprises and solopreneurs, the majority of which are not businesses at all by the true definition of business, but I include them here as sometimes they provide the owners the sole means of livelihood. The major criteria used in categorizing small businesses are the number of employees and the annual revenue. UNDP on its website undp.org states that SMEs can be considered as having, say, between 5 to 200 employees and are found in the formal sector. That is, they are formally registered as a business organization. According to that same UNDP, small and medium enterprises and micro enterprises constitute 95% of all enterprises and account for 2/3 to 1/2 of total non-farm employment and gross domestic product worldwide. In a paper he presented at the Financial System Strategy 2020 International Conference entitled SME Issues, Challenges and Prospects, Professor Banji Oyelaram Oyeyinka, Director Monitoring and Research Division, UN Habitat, and a visiting professor at NOUN, National Open University of Nigeria, provided the following definition and statistics about SMEs in Nigeria. According to her, SMEs are broadly defined as businesses with turnover of less than 100 million naira per annum and or less than 300 employees. Studies by the IFC, International Finance Corporation, show that approximately 96% of Nigerian SMEs are take that again. Studies by the IFC show that approximately 96% of Nigerian businesses are SMEs, compared to 53% in the US and 65% in Europe. SMEs represent about 90% of the manufacturing stroke industrial sector in terms of number of enterprises. They contribute approximately 1% of GDP, compared to 40% in Asian countries and 50% in the US and Europe. According to SMEDAN, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, the national policy on MSME, micro, small, and medium enterprises, categorizes MSMEs as follows. 1. Micro enterprises, less than 10 employees, assets of less than 10 million naira. 2. Small businesses, 10 to 49 employees, and assets of between 10 and 100 million naira. Medium enterprises, employees of between 50 and 199, with assets of between 100 and 1 billion naira, 100 million and 1 billion naira. That is SMEDAN categorization. According to PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, in their 217 SME survey, SMEs in Nigeria contribute 48% of national GDP, account for 96% of businesses, and 84% of employment. In South Africa, SMEs account for 91% of businesses, 60% of employment, and contribute 52% of total GDP, according to the same PwC reports. According to Fundera.com, the Small Business Administration, SBA, in the US defines small business as one employing 250 to 1,500 employees, or achieving $750,000 to $38.5 million in average annual receipts, depending on the industry. Here is the SBS full criteria according to Wikipedia. Manufacturing. Maximum number of employees may range from 500 to 1,500. Wholesaling. Maximum number of employees may range from 100 to 500. Services. Annual receipts may exceed or may not exceed 2.5 million to $21.5 million. Retailing. Annual receipts may not exceed 5 million to $21 million. General and heavy construction. Annual receipts may not exceed 13.5 to $17 million. Special trade construction. Annual receipts may not exceed $7 million. Agriculture. Annual receipts may not exceed $0.5 million to $9 million. Georgia McIntyre writes in Fundera.com that with 28 million small businesses making up 99.7% of all U.S. firms, small business is big for the United States economy. And according to Topa.com, about 97% of all businesses in India are small businesses. Success strategies for SMEs. Keep.com lists the following 4 characteristics of successful business: clarity, planning, focus, and connection. Rhonda Abrams, a business owner and an expert in small businesses, shared her Rhonda rules in a USA Today article by the title Strategies 10 Rules for Small Business Success. Here are Rhonda's 10 rules. 1. Go small to grow big. 2. Take care of your bread and butter business. 3. Make sure the dog will eat the dog food. 4. You can't reach a goal you haven't set. 5. Clearly define your target market. 6. Build one business at a time. 7. It's easier to get a piece of an existing business than to create a new one. 7. Things take longer and cost more than planned. 8. People don't reach. 10. People do business with other people. Similarly, Rhonda, in another article in USA Today under the title Strategies 16 Small Business Resolutions for 2016, had the following tips. Of course, one has been removed because it no longer applies. Here are they. 1. Make a decision to grow. 2. Figure out what makes you money. 3. Focus on recurring revenue. 4. Send out invoices. 5. Find a niche. 6. Bother people. Get rejected. 7. Get found free. 8. Turn off social media. 9. Manage your money. 10. Develop a business plan. 11. Move to the cloud. 12. Get help. 13. Start a reserve account. 14. Attend or exhibit at a trade show. 15. Shop local. Shop small. Writing under the title 5 Successful Strategies to Lead Your Small Business Effectively, textrequest.com recommends 1. Hire a small but efficient team. 2. Actively learn from your competitors. 3. Spend your time and money on evergreen resources. 4. Target your ideal customers and only your ideal customers. 5. Use low cost but effective marketing strategies. In summarizing, Keep.com provides the following 6-part business strategy for small businesses. 1. Passion. 2. Invest time away from your business. 3. Hire and fire guided by your purpose, values, and mission. 4. Invest in your marketing. 5. Boost your email marketing. 6. Focus on current customers. Small business marketing. Melinda Emerson, a renowned small business coach and strategist, writing in the Huffington Post under the heading Strategies for Successful Small Business Marketing, recommends the following tactics. 1. Profile your best customers. 2. Talk with your clients. 3. Watch your competition. 4. Update your marketing plan. 5. Focus on 30-day sales goals. 6. Create win-win relationships. 7. Build strategic alliances. 8. Refine your elevator pitch. Finally, Keep.com, which is a blog dedicated to small businesses, provides the following marketing tips in how to market your business with no money. Start with satisfy your customers. Connect with people online and offline. Be friendly and approachable. Acquire and share knowledge. Educate yourself, educate others. Offer valuable content, producing and sharing. My book, Bridges to the Customer's Heart, dubbed the Customer Service Bible, is all about customer centricity, a discipline Sam Walton started practicing in 1950 after he bought his first store at Bentonville, Arkansas. Any wonder that same store grew to become Walmart and became the largest store chain in the world? Any wonder Sam Walton became the richest man in America by 1982? Focus on the customer is the secret to success in business. The customer may not always know what he or she needs, but he or she is never in doubt about what he or she wants. It's your duty as a small business owner to help the customer uncover his or her real needs and give it to him or her with a lot of extras on top. Before we review the problems SMEs face, you can get Bridges to the Customer's Heart right on Amazon. Problems SMEs face. So much has been written on the problems or challenges small businesses face that the catalog of woes sounds as a broken record. Key amongst those problems is lack of capital. The quote cited here by PwC summarizes the challenges SMEs face in Africa. PwC, in its SME survey, wrote, according to an article on developing Africa through effective, socially responsible investing, there still exists a missing middle, which finds it hard to access funds due to the category of funding they belong to. Other challenges encountered by the sector include lack of skilled manpower, multiplicity of taxes, high cost of doing business, amongst others. While capital is easily available through crowdfunding in other parts of the world, that's not the case in most of sub-Saharan Africa. Even then, though access to start-up capital is a huge challenge, it's not the most critical overall, according to super successful entrepreneurs. In a country like Nigeria, basic utility like electricity is the biggest headache facing SMEs. Lack of electricity makes virtually all manufactured goods and services uncompetitive relative to imported and smuggled goods. In most of Africa, the entrepreneurial culture is lacking as subsistence farming predominates. At the heart of Africa's problems is ingrained corruption that permeates the entire fabric of society, cronyism, politics, and government, and the copycat education system that emphasizes paper certificates. Despite the much talk about double-digit growth rate in some countries like Ethiopia, Rwanda, and Kenya, it must be noted that all the shining stars have had very low starting bases. And unlike China, the growth is in cluster industries that cannot but grow, chief among them ICT, information and communication technology, A rising river carries all boats. Unlike China, South Korea, and Malaysia, most countries in Africa lack a coherent vision for growth. In all of Africa, the richest people and families are politicians, and all others, like Aliko Dangote, Tune Lumelu, Obi Esude, Ben Ofongo, Femi Otedola, Innocent Chukwuma, Churchill Udo, to mention 7, are exceptions. Outlook for SMEs. The company OxfordEconomics.com summarized a global study based on a survey commissioned by American Express of 3,200 SMEs in 15 countries in 2017. The study provides a comprehensive view of SME sentiment at a time of heightened uncertainty, especially the U.S. trade dispute, Brexit, and others. The result reveals the following. Though SMEs are concerned about the threat of political and economic uncertainty, their business outlook is generally optimistic. Many view technology as a positive force for disruption, presenting new opportunities. SMEs thrive by exploiting key advantages described as their 4 A's. 1. Applying technology. 2. Agility. 3. Accelerated innovation. And 4. Attracting talent. Many SMEs are developing growth strategies by focusing their expertise in niche markets, driving sales growth at home and abroad. Finance remains a key challenge for SMEs, and a significant opportunity exists for financial providers to assist growing SMEs. Governments, policymakers, and other agencies can help create conditions that help SMEs prosper. To be effective, however, governments need to understand that different kinds of SMEs have different needs. So far, we have looked at the traditional ways of defining, describing, and generally viewing SMEs. We see SMEs are needing special enabling environment, government support in the form of subsidies, modern inputs, and so on. If that were really the case, why has agriculture in much of Africa remained subsistent for millennia, despite the billions sunk into it, especially in a country like Nigeria? Why has Africa been absent on the league table of patent filing all over the world, the number 1 predictor of innovation and creativity? In 2020, China overtook the US for the most patents filed, thanks to Huawei, the Chinese company at the forefront of 5G technology. Entrepreneurship, which is the bedrock of business, small or big, is a culture, and unless the society as a whole imbibes that culture, it's doomed. Most of Africa depends on food imports to feed their ballooning population. Africa depends on dole-outs from IMF, IFC, World Bank, Japan, European Union, and in recent times, China. This is a story for another day. Let's get back to small business success. A little bit about myself. Hi, I'm Paul Uduk. After more than 25 years in the banking industry, I said goodbye to banking and founded Vision and Talent Training Group and began a new career as a training consultant in 2010. Today, Vision and Talent works with some of Nigeria's biggest financial institutions manufacturing and oil and gas companies, some of them Fortune 500. In 2015, I founded Book Writing Clinic to help aspiring authors tell the world their stories and make their dreams of becoming published authors a reality. In 2020, I founded IBMC, Internet Business Mastery Course, where I teach business people and aspiring online business entrepreneurs how to set up their online businesses the right way. Altogether, over 700 have registered for BWC and IBMC. It's now your turn to register. I'm inviting you to register. Go to my website, pauluduk.com, and register. That is pauluduk.com, PAULUDUK, pauluduk.com. Back to the episode. Why may a company choose to stay small? Among tech giants, Apple is by far the smallest in terms of size. It's clearly dwarfed by giants such as Microsoft, Amazon, and Samsung. But this is how they rank in terms of market capitalization as at April 2024. Amazon 1.96 trillion, Apple 2.7 trillion, Microsoft 3.18 trillion, Samsung 409.4 billion, all dollars. Apple has a few lines of products you can count on your fingertips. From day one, Apple purposely chose to remain small because it wants to make products that are insanely great. Apple's purpose is to put a dent in the universe. This is how Bo Bollingham, the author of Small Giants, describes why some companies choose to stay and remain small. He zeroes in on how these maverick companies have passed up the growth treadmill and focused on greatness instead. It's an axiom of business that great companies grow their revenues and profits year after year. Yet, quietly, under the radar, a small number of companies have rejected the pressure of endless growth to focus on more satisfying business goals. Goals like being great at what they do, creating a great place to work, providing great customer service, making great contributions to their communities, and finding great ways to lead their lives. Small giants single out 14 companies, among them Anchor Brewing, City Storage Incorporated, Cliff Bar and Co., Righteous Babe Records, Union Square Hospitality Group, Zingerman's Deli of Ann Arbor, to mention just the first 7. 4 of such companies in Nigeria to watch, I may add, include Rough and Tumble, Luscious Chocolates, Little Weavers, and The Place. As Seth Godin, the business philosopher, says, in the new world of business, you either have to be cheap or different. Otherwise, you'll sink. And with reference to marketing, Seth Godin, in his Purple Cow, stated, the first key to successful marketing is to produce something remarkable and let it grow. The idea of being remarkable applies as much to businesses as to individuals, be they artists, craftsmen, and solopreneurs. A book reviewer on Amazon, Steve Piacente, commented, once an artist puts some work up for sale, he or she, like it or not, becomes a small business owner. In his The War of Art, Stephen Pressfield presses the point. The idea on what Pressfield called the idea is on what Pressfield calls resistance. This is how Derek Sivers sums it up. Have you experienced a vision of the person you might become, the work you could accomplish, the realized being you were meant to be? Are you a writer who doesn't write? A painter who doesn't paint? An entrepreneur who never starts a business? Then you know what resistance is. Great entrepreneurs build great companies that are remarkable, not minding the odds. The late Tony Shea shared a story of his adventure at Zappos in a book of the same name. Tony was not selling anything sexy but ordinary shoes. But together with the founder, Nick Swinmurn, and a band of mavericks, he turned shoe selling into an art form, and before long, Zappos came under Amazon's radar. Long story short, Amazon swooped in and snapped Zappos at a record-breaking price of almost $1 billion. Remember, Jeff Bezos wants to build the world's most customer-centric company, and therefore saw Zappos as a great fit. Derek Sivers wanted outlets to sell his music CDs. Shops in his neighborhood would not stock his CDs. Derek took matters into his own hands and created the website CD Baby, where he could sell his songs. Before long, CD Baby had turned into a phenomenon. This is a confirmation note that customers receive when buying a CD from CD Baby, as shared by Seth Godin. Your CDs have been gently taken from our CD shelves, CD Baby shelves, with sterilized, contamination-free gloves, and placed onto a satin pillow. A team of 50 employees inspected your CDs and polished them to make sure they were in the best possible condition before mailing. Our packing specialist from Japan lit a candle, and a hush fell over the crowd as we put your CDs into the finest gold-lined box that money can buy. We all had a wonderful celebration afterwards, and the whole party marched down the street to the post office, where the entire town of Portland waved bon voyage to your package on its way to you in our private CD Baby jets on this day, Tuesday, June 18th. I hope you had a wonderful time shopping at CD Baby. We sure did. Your picture is on our wall as Customer of the Year. We are all exhausted, but can't wait for you to come back to cdbaby.com. How would you feel if you received such a confirmation note from CD Baby? You'd be elated. As Maya Angelou remarked, people will forget how you treated them, people will forget what you said to them, but people will never forget how you made them feel. That's the longest and shortest crash course on customer service. Start practicing it tomorrow. Building a remarkable company is about making customers feel great about themselves in every interaction with you. It didn't take long before Audio and Audio Lab Incorporated noticed CD Baby, and the receivers walked away with a tidy sum of $22 million. As the Uber guru Tom Peters keeps ranting, reimagine. Seth Godin, author of Purple Cow and over 20 other iconic books, also keeps ranting. Always look to reimagine your product or service. Why make a better CD player when you could invent the iPod? As one of Nigeria's most visionary business moguls, Dr. Ernest Azudialo Obiejese shared on a vision and experience our next interview. What matters in business is vision and not capital. How to stay focused to conquer the world. One of the most difficult decisions in business is how to operate within your values. Should you ride the arc of ambition when your idea, company, and industry takes off, or should you stick to the knitting? Staying small is a choice, not because you can't grow, but because you made a conscious choice to stay small. Steve Jobs made a conscious choice to keep Apple small, unlike Bill Gates, who wanted to go for size. And both won handsomely. While Apple's board under John Sculley deviated from Apple's values of making insanely great products and leaving a dent in the universe. I mean, when Apple's board under John Sculley deviated from Jobs' values of making insanely great products and leaving a dent in the universe, Jobs resigned. Contrary to popular misconception, according to Steve Wozniak, Apple's co-founder, Steve Jobs was not sacked. He resigned. Brian Pittman, the late chairman and CEO of the then Lloyds Bank, once said, "It's a myth that biggest is best. It is much more difficult to be the best than it is to be the biggest. The best, according to Pittman, is the strongest and most profitable, and with the highest reputation for serving customers and having the highest quality. Staying focused on your values, offering the highest quality products and services, impacting mankind positively are the hallmarks of the excellent small companies." These are some of the small companies we view with unending admiration, awe, and passion. You may not agree, but these category killers are, by my definition of small business success, though they are multi-billion-dollar companies. Apple, Harley-Davidson, Rolex, Rolls-Royce, Southwest Airlines, and Zingerman's. As an SME owner, you may not achieve the height of entrepreneurial success recorded by Apple, Harley-Davidson, Rolex, and the rest, but you can still be admitted into the Hall of Fame if you toe the lines of these small giants, mostly based in Nigeria. Rough and Tumble, Luscious Chocolate, The Place, Little Weavers. These companies, as I said, are all based in Nigeria. By Susan Adams' account, South Africa's first black billionaire, Patrice Motsepe, and British diamond jewelry mogul, Lawrence Graff, both built their vast fortunes from nothing. Susan has been part of Forbes' entrepreneurship team and now writes for Forbes Education. Susan asks, When is bigger, not better? She answers her own question. When you value greatness over fast growth. Writing under the title Forbes Small Giants, the best small companies of 2019 at Forbes.com, Susan shared the hard lifting stories of 25 amazing companies, all privately owned and closely held. How they compete, what they do to enter the history books, and why you should be inspired by them. This is, in one sentence, what Susan shared about these small giants whose revenue range from $2.65 million to $100 million. They share a commitment to being the best at what they do, providing stellar service to customers, offering employees fulfilling, rewarding work, and being vital members of their communities. The companies are spread in a wide range of industries, including a website for how-to advice, manufacturing, newspapers, food, and gaming, amongst others. A rising tide, they say, raises all boats, but not great companies. Great companies are anchored by their values, not rising tide. This is a gross section of the things they do differently, according to Bo Bollingham, the author of Small Giants, who co-authored the Forbes article. At Vocal, a promise to be courageous, driven, innovative, honest, confident, and knowledgeable. Arcadium, our employees are not cocks in a wheel, chief outsiders. We have decided to stay focused on what we know best and where we think we can offer the highest value. Choice engineering. We could go backward and be a 5 million company and still be successful as long as we are true to our purpose, vision, and mission. Community impact newspaper. Print ain't dead. Evergreen. We want to reap the benefits of being in business long term and not take short term profits. FBS Data Systems. We've grown much faster and better than if the employees hadn't been invested. Filtering manufacturing. Maybe we are foolish in that respect, but my family and I have never been willing to sacrifice quality to go after business. Great Lakes Brewing Company. Everyone's a winner. So get in line to pick up your prize. What a moment it was. Then CEO Bill Bohr said, there were hugs and tears and high fives. Harvest Group. I hear from people my life is different, the benefits, the opportunities for my family. Henderson, values driven, integrity, truth, transparency. We are changing the definition of what is a great service provider's customer relationship. Inspira Marketing. If we can make people happy and passionate about work, that translates into a product. That will translate into the product. Interworks. I want to be surrounded by people I can think of as friends. Life's abundance. We manufacture in small batches and guarantee freshness and quality. Outdoor pride. We really like to use outdoor pride as a vehicle to motivate others to give back. At the end of the day, we are stewards of the earth. PFS Brands requires the senior leadership team to read at least 12 books a year. rescue agency. The people who see our arts see themselves in them. Solo Quinix. We realized their company had a really dog eat dog and sales at all cost type of culture, so we had to pull the plug. Spike Ball. We don't have to ask anybody to promote Spike Ball. They just do it on their own. The Indigo Road. I wanted my management team to drill down on how to better identify people. We spent every night taking care of customers. We are just now figuring out how to take care of each other. Waldron Private Capital. As an independent company, we only have to serve our clients. Wibit Services. It has changed the culture and produced a much more engaged team. WikiHow, building the world's best and largest how-to website. You have them all. To run a small business that inspires the world, you don't need special skills, special education, or extraordinary IQ. You need ironclad values that centers you. Globalization in the 60s and to 80s and since the 1990s, the internet have been both curses and blessings. In a globalized and interconnected world, all you need is to be the best in what you do, and the world will beat a path to your doorstep. You'll die if you choose mediocrity and a cheap commodity. In their How We Compete, Susan Berger and the MIT Industrial Performance Center summarized their findings of a 5-year study of 500 international companies as follows. When we observed companies whose approaches to competing in the global economy succeeded in keeping good jobs in high-wage countries, we began to wonder what it would take for more companies in advanced industrial societies to follow their lead. While the study focused on international behemoths like Toyota, GM, and Ford, to mention 3 in the auto industry, its lessons apply across board. What you need is not cheap labor. What you need is good brain that hums creativity, innovation, and values. If you want to get more ideas how small giants operate, get Forbes Small Giants for 2017 and Forbes the best small companies for 2018. If you want my top 7 small business ideas that can earn you a feature in Forbes, Fortune, and Inc., provided you have the values made of gold, email me at pauluduk.com and I will get to you. However, if you are not interested in my ideas, Meg Prater has 50 small business ideas for anyone who wants to run their own business at hubspot.com. You can download her ideas at hubspot.com. What you need to do right now. You've come a long way. Having watched or listened to this point, I believe you are now sold to the idea that business is not about balance sheets, profit and loss accounts, and cash flow. If you do it well, the profits, the cash, and all others will come. When Steve Jobs started, he told his band of ragtag army, "We are here to overthrow IBM." IBM had 100% of the computer market in its pocket. Steve Jobs and Apple had a dream to make insanely great products and leave a dent in the universe. As the saying goes, the rest is history. What you need to succeed is an idea whose time has come, a compelling vision, and values that money cannot derail. Your values must stand as the rock of Gibraltar. Follow these simple steps and you'll be on your way to small business success beyond your wildest dreams. Here are 3 questions to guide you. Ask yourself, where is the new big win going to be? 2, which traditional industries are overripe for disruption? 3, what do we need to do differently? If you would like to receive a simple worksheet to guide you on what to start doing, what to do more, what to do less, and what to stop doing, send your request to me at Paul Uduk, paul@pauluduk.com, paul@pauluduk.com. Good luck on your journey to small business success and personal quests for glory. This is the end of the episode. I believe this episode has convinced you that you can build a small business that inspires the world and emerge a business person the world admires. The secret to success as the builder of a small business that inspires the world is ironclad values. If you do it well, the accolades and money will come. Keep building. Subscribe to the channel if you find what I share with you valuable. Until the next episode, be unstoppable.